the same day, but we get 2 surprises in one day. No more clickbait stuff. Again, it's an R32. GTS-T? GTS-T. So you brought it here. Much appreciated. Very much appreciated taking a chance with a brand new shop. You have a lot of faith.
Okay, well recommended.
Thank you very much. So what's the problem exactly?
About 8 months into it, head gasket blew. Did a new head gasket, head work, but now it won't turn on. Took it to another shop. They thought the block was blown, so I have another block standing by, but I don't want to go down that way if it's not actually completely fucked.
It's here now, and we're gonna fix it the right way. And next time he takes his car home, it won't be on the back of a tow truck, courtesy of CNC Towing, the best tow guy in Tampa. If you need anything at all, he'll pick you up. He'll actually show up. You can call him, and he'll actually answer the phone. He's a real person with great rates. Check him out. But when this Skyline leaves here again, it won't be on the back of a tow truck. It'll be under its own power. Boom. RB20. Retro blow-off valve. Boy, it's blitz error appropriate anyway. So you got the Optima in there. Montu Motors. Good looking out. Appreciate it. Here we got some JDM right-hand drive goodness. Goodness gracious. What is that behind me? Oh, is that a Skyline? Yeah, you already knew that. So the issue with this car, homie did a head gasket swap and put it all back together, and now it doesn't start. He did a little troubleshooting already. He's getting spark, he's getting fuel, and obviously he's getting air. This is disassembled right now just for troubleshooting purposes. Some stuff it's set up right now for troubleshooting is everything that he did, and he dropped it off just like this. So I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna see why it's not starting. I have a few theories already. I'm gonna test them one at a time, and we'll get this car taken care of. The goal, I'm hoping to have this all done today. And I can call him today and say, hey, your car is ready today. Here was the problem. But we're both pretty confident that whatever it is, it's probably something really, really silly. But one of the things that I'm gonna give you guys a piece of advice. If you're troubleshooting your car and it's been a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, and you've been doing it and doing it and doing it and going through everything that you could possibly think of, you need to stop. Absolutely need to stop. The issue with it is you become nose blind to everything. You've been looking at it for so long and analyzing everything for so long that whatever the problem could be by that point, it's just so obvious that you're just not thinking about it. You're not thinking clearly. You absolutely have to step back sometime and let time pass and let your mind recover. It's a lot of stress troubleshooting a car for that long, like mentally. So if you guys are out there ever troubleshooting something for a while and a couple weeks pass and you just can't figure out what it is, take a break. Talk to somebody. There's 1-800 numbers for you guys. Nah, I'm playing. Anyway, let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the TPS. TPS voltages typically, the car will still start even if it's off, but if it's way off, it might not. The issue with this is when you crank it, it doesn't even fire off. So I don't think it's a TPS, but part of the troubleshooting tree, you gotta methodically rule things out. So we'll start with the TPS, and if that doesn't fix it, then we're gonna go to timing, which is honestly what I think it is. But one thing at a time. He brought me the manual, so I'm going to use the manual. I was going to have to find it online anyway, but this is just more convenient to have the paper version. And here's our TPS here, right on the throttle body. Throttle body. Throttle body. All right, RB20 DET. You got 2 plugs on your TPS. This 2-pin plug here on the front, 3-pin plug here on the back. Or it wraps into the back anyway. When you do this test, you're going to do it with a 3-pin plug. According to the manual, RB20DE/DET, at the sensor, ignition on, which it is, our voltage should be reading approximately 0.2. We're not at that. So we're going to adjust this all the way down to 0.2. And that is fully locked. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's the full range of adjustment there. All right, so we're at point 2. Now we're gonna open and close the throttle a couple times, fully open, and let it slam shut. And what that's gonna do is that actually resets everything and actually sets it so we can see here. So we're at point 2. Fully open, we get to point 3.85, doesn't matter, but all right, so we know. All right, so it's at approximately point 2. All our values are approximate here. All right, so I'm gonna lock that down, and then it says here cranking, we're craning. See it, craning. So cranking, it should remain at point 2, and then once it's running, accelerator pedal not depressed, so fully closed, we should be reading about 0.5. And then accelerator pedal depressed with it running, we should be anywhere from 0.05 to 0.4. So let's do that next. I mean, of course, the trick is it has to be running to do that. So what I'm gonna do next, now that I know the TPS is calibrated correctly, I'm going to reinstall the cam position sensor, or CPS, VTS, I don't know, whatever you guys call that there for your RB20 guys. I'm gonna reinstall that and make sure that's proper, and then I'm going to go and try and crank it. I also noticed here on the back, on the igniter, there's that ground there that's not attached. So I'm gonna attach that too and see what bearing it has. So we're gonna do 3 things at one point. We're gonna do 3 things at one time and see what effect that has. It'd be pretty cool if this fixed it. The motor is now at TDC compression cylinder 1, right? All right. Here's the lower timing cover, not installed. Kind of an issue because timing the motor without this installed is a little, I don't want to say impossible, but highly inaccurate because of this mark right here, which I just had to eyeball by putting it like this in front of it and looking at it. And also by feel, by putting my hand on the screwdriver until it was up. So as it looks, I'm pretty sure if the cover was on, that would be TDC. But it doesn't matter because look. See that? We're off by quite a bit. This is progress, and this is the problem. So timing is way off. And in addition to that, when I check down there to look at the actual crank pulley, or the crank gear, there's a big flat washer that sits on top of it, and it's completely bent. I tried getting a picture of it. I can't get a picture of it. You guys will see it once I get the pulley off. Now, troubleshooting has turned into a full-blown timing job, which isn't bad. At least it'll be right, all the way right. It was only off by a couple teeth. So, pretty confident that the valves are gonna be okay. Once it's all back together and everything is correctly in time, I'm gonna do another compression test, or another compression. I'm gonna do a compression test, and I'm also gonna do a pressure test on his coolant system, just for the peace of mind that the block is not cracked. Previous shop he took it to told him that his block was bad. But look, just because it was brought up, I'm going to debunk it and make sure it's all good. So next thing we're gonna do, we're just gonna disassemble the whole front of the motor and get it all stripped down. So once the parts do get here, I could just put it all in and I don't gotta mess with any of that. So let's get that done. All right, from time lapse to fast forward. Everything is apart. I had to pull the radiator out because I'm gonna need to get the puller on here to get this off. I'm not lucky and it's not wanting to come off, and I can't hit it with nothing. So this is what it is. But it's all apart. Everything is good. Still can't show you the washer because of lighting stuff. But oh, wait, maybe I can. All right, so that's the washer there. I'll turn it so you can see the misshape. Here it comes. Boom, right there. All the way bent. Pretty bad too. So this needs to be replaced because straightening this out is impossible. Because you can't safely flatten that out because it has to be perfectly round. It's very light, doesn't weigh anything, but it's an imbalance. You don't want anything rotating and have it be imbalanced like that. So we got to replace that entirely. So once I get the puller, yank this off, get the thing on there. We'll just call this part 1, and I'll pick this back up once the parts come in.